Welcome to my tutorial on one-point perspective interior. Today we are going to draw a one-point perspective drawing and interior of a room. So I'm just going to level out my ruler. I'm just trying to rotate my paper so it makes sense. Alright, so here we go. Just like our one-point exterior drawing with boxes, if you've seen my previous tutorial, I'm going to draw a horizontal line across the page, and I like to offset my vanishing point instead of right smack in the middle of it, the page. I like to offset it. Often people are stuck on the fact that they have to put it in the center and things have to be perfectly symmetrical. When you do start putting your vanishing point in the center, this is the reason why I like to offset it, just so hopefully people understand they don't have to be stuck on that symmetrical look. So what I'm going to do is draw two vertical lines similar to what I started off with in one point exterior, and this time I'm going to include the vanishing point. So I have two vertical lines perpendicular to the horizon line on either side of the vanishing point. And I'm drawing two horizontal lines and basically boxing it in. So I'm just going to keep my lines as parallel as possible. There we go. So that's a good start. Now, with my vanishing point, I'm going to draw to the outside corners. Now, if I go fairly quickly, just pause the video and then continue on. I'm trying to reduce the size of the video and try to reduce as much dead time as possible as well. So from my vanishing point, I'm drawing lines to the corners and bolding the outside because that's what I'm actually interested in. The guidelines, very fair, very light lines. I'm not sure if they even show up in the video. If not, what I'm trying to do is show that I'm using my vanishing point. So that's the important part there. So these diagonal lines are not arbitrary. I'm actually drawing them to that vanishing point. Perspective is all about accuracy and just sort of set rules to what you can and can't do, right? And these diagonal lines are all going to this vanishing point. All right, so if you can picture this, here's an end wall, is ceiling, floor, side walls, right? And to increase this illusion that there's a room here, I'm going to draw a door very quickly on this wall here. So to start off with, I'm going to draw two vertical lines, there and there. Now my horizontal line, or what will be considered horizontal, the top of the door, because it's on this wall, I'm using my vanishing point. Because as it gets closer to me, it's getting bigger, and as portions that are going to distance, they get smaller. So what I should see is this side that I'm drawing right here is shorter than this side, because this side is closer to me than this side, so they should be shrinking. Now, what I've just drawn is basically a door frame, or maybe some lines on the wall. It doesn't actually give us any indication that there's any space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these far corners and draw horizontal lines, and this will show me the wall thickness, right? Similar to a door frame that you would see. Try to keep my lines parallel as much as I can, and with a vertical line, I'm going to attach them to each other like that. All right, so where they meet, right, so where the arrows are, just drawing a quick arrow. From there, I'm using my vanishing point to finish that off. And I'll move my ruler to show you what I have. And so I am using my vanishing point. And now we have a doorway. This is the same a strategy that I would use for a window. All right, I can draw a window here, 2 vertical lines, use my vanishing point for the top and bottom. Or I can do even on the opposite side of the room. I can do the same thing right here. Right, so if you can draw a door, you can draw a window, and the same principle applies. So I'll let you experiment with that. Next step is to draw some tiles, which can be a little bit difficult if you forget the steps. So what I need to first do is make a limitation or highlight my floor space. I'm going to see if I can just maximize it to what I have on paper. There, now I have a floor space. So I can see all 4 corners on my floor. My first step is to draw an X, because I can't measure the distance between here and here in perspective. The distance is not measurable. So the easiest way to figure out, let's say, half of my floor space is to draw an X. So with guidelines or a light line, I'm going to draw from corner to corner on my floor space. Okay. The middle of the X indicates halfway point, so halfway between the back half, front half, and left and right half. Now, if I split that middle of the X using a horizontal line, this will show me front or back half. And I can also split it using my vanishing point. Now I'm bolding it because this is sort of part of our tile pattern that we're getting now. I got one tile over here, another tile, another tile, and another tile. Now it's important to keep your lines as parallel as possible. It looks like I'm going a little bit too fast. They're not exactly parallel, but hopefully you get the right idea. If you have even grid paper, line paper, this actually might help keep your lines nice and parallel with each other. I'm going to just continue going and make 16 tiles, and once you understand this, then you'll be an expert at drawing tiles. So now I have 4 different spaces that I'm going to treat as I did the whole floor space. I'm going to make X's in each of these boxes, and half of the X's are done from the previous X, so I'm going to just continue making X's in 4 tiles now to make 16. What you'll find in perspective drawing is that you have a lot of repetition. Now, if I take my ruler and line up the middle of the X's, they should line up nicely if you've done things correctly. In the middle of the X, I'm drawing a line to my vanishing point. I'll do the same in this row as well. I'm going to bold that line. There, now I have 8 tiles. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if I split them horizontally, instead of just with my vanishing point, I will create 16 tiles. So I'm going to bold that as well. The reason why I'm bolding, changing the weight of the line, is so that you can see past my guidelines and see sort of the finished result. There we go. So now I have 16. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll give me 16 tiles. And if you want, you can start shading it in, making a little checkered pattern. You can see the tile pattern a little bit better. But these are the basics to creating an interior space using 1-point perspective. More advanced steps or lessons would be starting to add furniture and other things in it. But first you have to be able to draw the room. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more tutorials.